Hello, I'm pretty excited right now. You know why? Because I have the first four Darling in the Franxx Blu-rays, and that means one thing, I can complete the campaign. So if you weren't keeping up, basically if you buy certain versions of the Blu-ray, they will come with this campaign code card with a unique code. And so if you get the first four of these, you can enter in the 1 through 4 campaign. This is the Amazon specific 1 through 4, so you have to buy the Amazon versions of these. So I did it. I bought these first four and I entered the code and I already completed it. And here is the campaign prize in here. Now, I haven't opened it yet, but the last time we took a look at the campaign prize, it looked like this, and I actually thought that's what we would actually receive, like it would be exactly that, but it turns out this is actually colored. They actually finished it and they colored it in, so I can't wait to see what it looks like. And also, I am going to explain at the end probably how to do it yourself, because this was a little bit more difficult to get than most other things because the campaign is limited to Japan only, and I don't live in Japan. Okay, and it looks like the proxy service I used shipped this in a plastic shopping bag. That's interesting. But the inside contents, I think, should be okay. And here it is. Oh. Oops. Okay, it's in another bubble mail. And now, here it is. So this is a cloth poster. What the heck is that? Is that a stain? No, it can't. Oh yeah, it's a petal. Anyways, this is a cloth poster. It is B1 sized, which is the biggest one they've ever released officially. Not for sale because this is a campaign reward. So let's get this open. Okay, the fabric is kind of like a satin type of fabric. Feels pretty good. I think I can iron this if I wanted to get rid of the wrinkles. And yeah, this is absolutely massive. So this is B1 size, which I believe is about 30 inches wide by 40 inches tall. So this is just huge. So let me get it. There's the logo at the top left. There's 02. Let's try and get a quick view of this. Yeah, she's naked. Yeah. And then, yeah, this is absolutely massive. I did think that the actual one we'd receive would be that kind of line art style, but no, it's actually colored. On the back is nothing. And you know what? I'm going to show this entire thing. I'm going to put this on my wall real quick. And here it is, taped to my wall temporarily. Now, first thing is, yes, there are a lot of creases. This is just straight out of the package, but I think if I can iron it out, it'll be just fine. And it is a fabric poster, so you should be able to iron it out just fine. And it does look pretty nice. The only thing is, it is absolutely massive, 40 inches tall. So wherever you put this up, it's going to be like the centerpiece because nothing else is going to be that big. And I'm not actually sure that's a good thing. It might get too much attention, I think. Also, it is going to be pretty hard to get a frame for it. I don't think it looks that good if you just put it up like what I did. I think it needs some kind of border or a frame around it. I kind of honestly wish they shipped this out like a wall scroll that had one of those like rolling tubes at the top and bottom. I think that would look actually a little better. And yeah, overall, like I gotta say, I like it. And so if you want to get one of these yourself, this is the Amazon exclusive 1 through 4 campaign. Unfortunately, Amazon is sold out of the Volume 1 codes, so they no longer have any of the Volume 1 codes in stock, so you can't technically do it. Although another option is you could just go to Yahoo Japan Auctions and buy this poster secondhand from someone who's already done it, because they're selling this poster for usually about 100,000 yen, which is $100, and that's actually cheaper than just doing it yourself with the Blu-rays, because the Blu-rays are 80,000 each, and you need 4 of them. So that's 320,000 yen to buy 4 Blu-rays to get the codes and get this poster. Or you could just buy it secondhand for 100,000 yen. So if you do want this poster specifically, the best option is probably just to buy it secondhand. So there you go. Hope you like this look at this poster. So if you just wanted to see what the poster looked like, there it is. But now I'm going to go into more of the details about the campaign, because I know there are a couple of you out there who actually want to know how to do it and they want to participate in the campaign. Okay, so first up is just a quick overview of the campaigns. So basically, they want to promote the sales of the Blu-ray and the DVD. So they're running this campaign where if you buy them, you can receive these codes, and you can submit these codes online on a website. And then they essentially prove that you bought the Blu-rays, and then once you've proven that, they'll send you some of these prizes. Now, there are 4 stores that are participating in the campaign, so you can only get the codes from these 4 stores. I'm not sure what the first 3 stores are, but I know the 4th one is Amazon, and that's the one that I'm doing. Now, individually, there are multiple campaigns running as well. So basically, there's the 1 through 4 campaign. So if you buy volumes 1, 2, 3, and 4 of either the Blu-ray or the DVD, you can get these prizes here, depending on which store you buy them from. And so, as you've seen in this video, I did the Amazon 1 through 4 campaign, so I got that 02 poster on the right. And if you do it from the different stores, you can get those other posters as well. There's also the 5 through 8 campaign that's running, and so here are the prizes for that. So if you buy volumes 5, 6, 7, 8, and you enter the codes for that, that's what you're going to get. And finally, there's also the big overarching 1 through 8 campaign. So if you buy all the Blu-rays or all of the DVDs, you'll get this storage box that'll allow you to store all of the things. Now, it's important to also note that you can't mix and match Blu-rays and DVDs. The DVDs are slightly cheaper than the Blu-ray because, you know, it's just a DVD, but you can't mix it. So you can't buy, like, Volume 1 Blu-ray and then Volumes 2, 3, and 4 DVD and mix those codes together. No, it either has to be all 4 Blu-rays or all 4 has to be DVDs. So it has to be consistent like that. So next up is actually obtaining the codes, because it's not exactly as straightforward as you might think. So I can only speak about Amazon because that's the only experience I have, but there are those 3 other stores out there, and I'm not sure how specifically you can obtain those codes for those. Now, for Amazon, it's important to remember that they actually sell several different versions of them, some with the code and some without. The normal version is actually called the Full Production Limited Edition version, which is confusing. So if you buy the normal Full Production Limited Edition version, that's just the normal Blu-ray or DVD, and that doesn't come with a code. The one with a code specifically says Amazon Limited Full Production Limited Edition version. Yeah, that's kind of a mouthful and confusing, but yeah, you need to make sure it says Amazon Limited one, because if it does, then it'll come with this little slip of paper that has the unique code on it. And one easy way to tell, at least for the Blu-ray, is that it'll cost 8,000 yen in your shopping cart. Oh, and if you want to participate in the Amazon campaign, at least this the latest 5 through 8 campaign, you can. So right now, at the time of recording, all of them are in stock. Well, only 5's been released, but 5 is still in stock right now. So you can start working on that campaign. You will need to create an Amazon Japan account, because your normal Amazon account, wherever you are, it doesn't transfer over like it usually does. Amazon Japan is its own separate entity, so you do have to make your own Amazon account. That's usually not too much of a problem, and they will ship directly internationally, at least to the United States, as well as a whole bunch of other places. And the shipping is generally about $10, so it's not too bad. So basically, there's no proxy service required. There's no like hoops to jump through, at least for buying the Blu-rays. You can basically just add it to your cart and you can buy it, and that's about it. And so that's what I've been doing. All right, so now let's say you've done it. You've bought the 4 Blu-rays, either 1 through 4 or 5 through 8. You've bought the Blu-rays. You have the cards. Now what do? Well, on the little code cards, there is a URL that you can go to, at least for the Amazon one. It's campaignentry.com/Amazon-darlifra14BD for the 1 through 4. For 5 through 8, it's 5 through 8 BD. BD meaning Blu-ray disc, and I assume the DVD will be something else. But yeah, so you can go to that site, and that's where you register. And so let me walk you through that now. All right, so here's the landing page for the campaign. There is an account system, so you can register for an account, and basically it allows you to save the codes. Which means like if you only have one code, you can just enter in the one code and it'll remember that. But that seemed a little bit complicated and unnecessary, so I just skipped that. Like, I did not make an account, and it worked just fine for me. The important thing is there's those 4 text boxes at the bottom there, and that's where you enter in the 4 codes. This example here is the Amazon 1 through 4 example. So, for example, it says in the text box, there's the text box for volume 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I entered in the codes for that, and then you just click the big blue button to go next. And so next it takes you straight to the form where you have to enter in your name and address, and this is where it gets a little bit confusing, because these campaigns are open only to Japanese residents only. For people living in Japan, so I live in the United States, so technically I'm not eligible, but there are ways to get around that, mainly using package forwarders, which will basically give you a fake address in Japan where the package forwarder will receive the package for you, and then from there on, the package forwarder can forward the package to wherever you are else in the world. And so that's what I'm doing. And here is where Google Translate, the one that's built into the Chrome, helps a lot. So you can just translate it and you can see exactly what fields you want. All right, so at this point, you're going to want to choose a package forwarder because you're going to need to have a Japanese address for the prize to be shipped to. So the package forwarder that I chose was Tenso. There's no real reason why I chose it. It's just they're the biggest name, so I just figured I'll go with it. If you have a better package forwarder in mind, definitely go with that. This was my first time using Tenso. For all the other Darling and Franxx merchandise that I bought before, I've just been using Zen Market, and they're a proxy service. So proxy services buy stuff for you, but Tenso is a forwarder service. So forwarder services, they don't necessarily buy stuff, they just give you a Japanese address. And so I needed the Japanese address, which is why I'm using Tenso for this. Now, it's really important to note that there are a bunch of really strict laws or something about receiving packages. So Tenso requires a ID that has your name, your date of birth, and your address, and maybe a photo, probably not a photo. But yeah, an ID with your name, date of birth, and address. That is absolutely required, and they are extremely strict about that. For example, I omitted my middle name on my application. My middle name did show up on my ID, but I didn't put it on my application, and they straight out rejected it. They're like, no, it doesn't match. So I had to actually resubmit my application with my middle name, and finally they accepted it. But yeah, so they are very strict with that. So just make sure if you're using Tenso, you have an ID with your name, date of birth, and address on it. So once I finally got registered with Tenso and approved, they basically give you a Japanese address. And so at least on Tenso, here's what you get. So you get your own specific unique address. So you get the zip code, and you also get your street address. You have a telephone number, and you have your name. So that's most of the stuff you need to fill out on the form back from the campaign page. So let me walk you through that right now. So here we are back on the campaign page, and just Google Translate it and it'll be a lot simpler. So you can see the first two lines are your email address. First one is your email address. Second one is just verify, confirm your email address. So type in your email address there. The next one is your first and last name. And I think it basically works in Japan. Your last name is technically first. That's how like Asian style countries write their names. So put in your last name first, and then you can do that. So in that first box there, I put in my last name, and in the second box, I put in my first and my middle name. That's all straight up English. And now the next line is your name in katakana. Yeah, so that's something that the package forwarder doesn't give you. That's something specific that the campaign wants. And I just basically Googled for one of those name to katakana converters, and then that's what I used. So I just did that, and I just put in my name in katakana. I don't think it matters too much. Like even if it's wrong, like I don't think it matters. It's just like it's like your normal name on a shipping address. It usually doesn't matter as long as your actual shipping address is right. They don't really care what your name is. So I don't think you have to worry too much about that. All right, so the next box is the postal code. Tenso just straight up gives you that, so that's easy. Just copy and enter that. And the next one is the prefecture, and at least for Tenso, the one they gave me was Tokyo Prefecture, so you just gotta find Tokyo Prefecture in the drop-down here. You just match the symbols, just pick the one that looks the same, and then you could do that. That's easy. All right, so next up is your street address. This is a little bit more complicated as well. There are two lines for it. The first line should be the city. So Tenso gives you that as well. It is this one right here. For Tenso, at least for me, it was Adachi-ku. So I just copied the city and just entered that straight into the first line of the street address. And that's it. In that first line is only the city, that's it. The second line is the rest of your street address, and once again, you could just copy that straight from Tenso. It's this big, long thing over here. Definitely make sure you be 100%, make sure to copy that big TS number. TS, like number. That is basically your box number or your house number, and if you don't put that, then I don't think Tenso will know it's you. So make sure you put that in its full entirety. So there was my little thing there as an example. And finally, all you need is the phone number, and Tenso gives you that as well. So you just copy and paste the phone number. So that's easy. Now at this point, all you have to do is you have to click the little box to check to agree to the terms and conditions, and then you click the button on the left, which is the submit button. And so once the system sees that everything is fine, you click that button, it'll transfer you to this final review page. So you're not done yet. This is just review page where you just look over your information to double check to make sure everything is correct. So you should go through and make sure the address is correct and matches everything that the package forwarder gave you. The name doesn't have, once again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Mine was off. My middle name wasn't included, but that was fine. And once it all looks good, you can click the green button and you can finally submit the form. And finally, you'll be taken to this page that says your campaign application has been completed. Thank you for your entry, so you should be all set to go. And also, pretty much immediately, you should also be receiving an email to the email address you put in earlier. It'll be from noreply@campaignentry.com. It'll just be a confirmation saying that they received your application and here's the address that you sent it to. And that's it. And they won't send you another email once they ship it out. That's the only email I ever received from them, just that initial confirmation. And so now all there's left to do is to wait for your package forwarder to receive the package. At least for me, I submitted the form on August 6th, and then Tenso reported that they received the package on August 11th. So it looks like it took about 5 days for the campaign people to ship it out and get it to Tenso. And so on August 11th, Tenso reported that they received the package, and all I had to do was now go to Tenso. You have to load your account with money, and then you have to have them ship it out to you. So you just basically just go through their normal stuff where you say, okay, here's where I want it to ship to. So I entered in my US address, and then normal stuff like that. You can look up how to use Tenso and that stuff elsewhere as well. But yeah, so that's how I received the campaign poster. It took a little bit of effort, but I guess it was worth it in the end. I will say that also, if you only want the campaign rewards and you don't care about what's in the Blu-rays, probably just a lot easier and cheaper if you just wait until the Blu-rays get released and then people start receiving their campaign prizes, because they'll put them up on Yahoo Japan auctions for usually, about 100,000 yen or $100, and you could just buy it straight like that. So you can just skip all this campaign stuff, skip buying the Blu-rays. You could just buy the prize directly. So if all you care about is the prize, I would definitely recommend just doing that. But anyways, there you go. Hope this explains a little bit on how to do the Darling of Franxx Blu-ray or DVD campaign, and I hope that helped out a couple of people. So there you go, and thanks for watching.